approaching the docks at Bartlett Cove. Bartlett Cove's about 4 miles from the entrance of Glacier Bay, and you have to check in here and do an orientation at the start of your permit. Learn all the rules and regulations of the bay. They have a dock you can tie up to just for about 3 hours, and they're pretty specific about how you pull in. You've got to stay 1 mile offshore or mid-channel, and then when you pull into the dock, they want you coming in at 90 degrees. Anchorage looks pretty full. They only allow 25 vessels in the bay each day, so I'm surprised to see so many people anchored up here at the entrance.
The Park Service lets private vessels use their dock for 3 hours in any 24-hour period, so we tied up to go to the mandatory boater orientation and grab some dinner at the Glacier Bay Lodge. We had a permit to stay in Glacier Bay for 7 days, but it overlapped the Independence Day holiday, so we were hoping that we could see a lot in just a few days and then we could leave the national park before the holiday and experience July 4th in small town Alaska. Walking back down the dock, I was surprised to see a large tour boat trying to land on the dock right behind where we were tied up in the center. Someone on the front of the boat actually yelled off their bow and asked if we could walk our boat forward as they were bearing down on us, which was somewhat amusing as there was a stiff 15-knot breeze blowing us off of the dock. Regardless of their questionable choice to try to fit behind us on a short section of dock, they were way bigger and you can't cheat physics, so we wasted no time getting off the dock and out to our anchorage for the night. Cruise ships per day allowed into the park, and they apparently always make the same trip up to the Margerie Glacier. We talked to the captain of one of these ships, and she said that their bow wave actually pushes the small iceberg bits out of the way so they don't worry about the smaller pieces of ice. I had the idea to try to follow her path into the glaciers. Not such a great plan as the ice just backfilled in behind them, and it was actually easier to pick through the ice on the other side of the inlet. Despite having a fair amount of experience navigating through ice fields so far in this trip, it still makes me nervous, and I tend to be fairly cautious about moving through it.
Margerie Glacier. We've been hanging out here for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was totally socked in with fog, and the icebergs were so dense we couldn't get in, and we were about to call it a day and turn around, but waited it out, and slowly the tide changed. Currents are moving the icebergs pretty fast now, so see, there's a pretty clear path. I think we're going to get right up there. I'm wearing this goofy microphone because Dougal's up there navigating. Sometimes it's hard to see the icebergs, especially the smaller pieces, so I've got this microphone so I can call out to him if I see anything big that he needs to dodge. Check out this big one.
we were waiting for a clearing in the ice, a couple of other small private boats came up the inlet and they just headed right into the fairly dense flow of small pieces that were blocking our approach to the glaciers. We waited and watched, and eventually they called us on the radio and said that they had made it through the ice and that it was starting to move back out of the inlet. They also offered to shoot some photos and videos of us in front of the Margerie Glacier, which was really cool, and then we did the same for them. The other boats had come from Anacortes, Washington, and we may meet up with them again back in Washington on our way south.
Margerie Glacier. You can see it behind me. It looks beautiful right now in this light. When we first got here, it was completely socked in with fog. Fog lifted, as you can see, and we have this gorgeous view. We got right up to the face of the glacier. So all in all, a good day. We've even seen it calving a couple times, so it was pretty cool. It makes a big loud sound like thunder.
Another big jump.
On our way out of Glacier Bay, we tied up in Bartlett Cove again so that I could turn in my activity book and get my Junior Ranger badge.
Ask a question. Well, she has a question. You want to ask her a question?
What's your question?
How do whales stand the water so long?
They just have really big lungs.
Whoa.
But yeah, you should keep working on the book though. You got some fun sections to keep doing if you want. Yeah, you can go down to the tribal house. Have you guys been there yet?
After 3 great days of exploring Glacier Bay, we headed back out of the park to celebrate Independence Day with some new friends in Tenakee Springs. We've been busy moving through Southeast Alaska the last couple of months, but we are still working on a tour of the boat, and of course there's always more stuff to fix, which we will continue to share.